Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're taking another look at the Blackmagic Atem Mini Pro. And I'm using this now as my main production switcher with doing my YouTube channel. And as I said in a previous video, my introduction video to the Atem Mini Pro, I link up here somewhere so you have a chance to have a look at that video. This is just a follow-on from that video. I just want to go through now what I am pretty sure I'm going to use as my production setup for filming my YouTube channel. So the Atem Mini Pro, which we have here, will act as the main switcher between the close-up camera, the wide camera, such as this one, the close-up camera, wide camera, the generic camera, and then me close-up camera of a product, which is this one here. Now that product will be whatever it is that I'm filming at the time. So that's what my I hope is going to be my setup. Now it has its downsides simply because I have to remember to switch to the right camera at the right time. Where when I post edit it, I take all the SD cards out of the cameras and I post edit it afterwards. Very time consuming, as I said before, it takes up a lot of hard drive space. So this will be hopefully a setup and I really like it. I've got a nice new monitor now set up on my production switcher. You can't see it on this wide generic shot, but basically I've got a nice wide 15.6 inch monitor as a preview monitor, so I can preview all the inputs and I can make sure they're going through fine, which they do seem to be. So what we're going to do is just go through what my setup will be over the next few months, maybe longer, possibly shorter if I can't get on with switching, you know, as I film it, but I think I will. So the main camera is this one here, which is the Sony A7C with my 85mm f1.8 lens fitted to it. So it's the Sony A7C with a get this right, the Sony A7C with the 85mm f1.8 lens fitted to it. Then camera 2, which is this angle here, is me Sony ZV-E10 with the FE 35mm lens. Now I've actually fitted a full frame lens on an APS-C body, so that's about 50mm now, and I think that's quite a nice aesthetic. That's quite a nice angle. I'm getting some blur in the background, so I'm getting that separation just the same as I am on angle 1. I've got a lovely separation between myself and the background, which is really good. So that's angle 1, that's angle 2, the ZV-E10. Angle 3 is my GH5 Mark II, which is up there kind of over, just looking down over the whole scene. And that's got fitted to it an Olympus, that's fitted to it the Olympus 9-18 lens. It's not a particularly expensive lens. I only put a generic lens on. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a wide angle lens for that particular scene. So camera 3 there is doing a number of things actually. Firstly, it's getting the wide generic shot, as you can see here, but secondly, it's recording to the SD card on that camera for two reasons. Firstly, I'm recording backup audio using my Sennheiser MKE600, which is sat there. I don't think you can see that on the wide shot. No, it's just out of shot. No, it isn't. It is in shot. Just. So I'm recording backup audio to the SD card of a camera on the Sennheiser MKE600. That's going directly into the Sennheiser. And that's doing two things. Firstly, I'm doing the backup audio, but secondly, I'm recording the scene as well. So if I want to drop that in as a safe cutaway, then I can do. So if I cock up during the edit, I can always cut to this safe angle, and it's great. Also, I don't have to worry too much about lip syncing because it's behind me. The close-up camera, which I'll be using for filming product shots as I film this, will be my Sony ZV-1, and that's picking up the close-up shots, as you can see, of the unit. So in this case, it's picking up close-up shots of me Atem Mini Pro. So there we go, that's the basic setup. Now with the lighting, I'm trying to be a bit more creative with the lighting. I don't know how effective this is going to be, but if we look at the lighting, so we look at the lighting, the main light is this one over here, and I've got, as you can see in this shot, I've got a big big-ish, it's not a big-ish, I think it's 30 something inch softbox on there. It's an ambifit ambit full softbox, and that's fitted to the Sokani. I put the model number in the video. It's the Sokani 60, S60, something like that. Constant video light, 80-watt constant video light up there, and I can control it via the app. Although I'm not controlling it at the moment, but I can set the exposure via the app, and that is really good. And then the second light, which is a bit of fill-in light up there, is me Wii light. I can't remember the model number now of that one, but again, I'll put it in the description of the video. Wii light made by Viltrox. Viltrox Wii light is up there, and that's set, believe it or not, that's only set for 3%, and that's picking up, it's making this side of the face just a little bit brighter, so you can see it clearer on that shot. So this side is a little bit of key lighting coming in from that side. And then on the backdrop, the backdrop's a bit reddish and it's quite nice. That backdrop is being used with me ambit full FL80 RGB light over there. And that is a great light, that one. I really love that light, and I'm really glad that was sent to me. I didn't buy that light, it was sent to me for a review. There'll be a link up here somewhere of that particular review. I'll put that in the video so you can take a look at that video. And it's a great light. I can highly recommend that light to anyone who wants constant lighting, but they want it completely variable, so you can adjust all the parameters. And why I say it's completely variable and why I'm playing with it in my actual setup here is, if we go back to that shot, we can use the app. So I've got it on my iPhone. If you see here, I've got that set up on my iPhone, and I can vary the color temperature and the RGB settings of that particular light. So if we go to, well, you see it's got the color wheel set up there. So I can either use the color wheel. Let's go back to the light so you can see what it will do. I can use the color wheel and it will change. You see that it's gone orangey, mauve, yellow. It's really having a nice impact on the backdrop. So I could go with that color. So now when we cut back to this wider shot, we've got a bluey sort of color. Let's move that again while we're on this shot. You see that's going red. So, and it's not really affecting, it's having a slight impact on the side of my face, but the main impact is on the backdrop. I don't like green at all, I think that's horrid, but we can go with that color. I think the strongest colors are the warm colors like red, yellow, orange, you know, those sort of colors are my favorite because it just gives it a lot of strength. So that is great, but I can completely adjust. Let me set it back to something like that. That is quite nice. So that's what I'm playing with here with my studio now, is creating a bit of atmosphere in the background with coloured lighting, and I'm using the three lights. So I've got my main light and I've got me two other lights. So that's pretty much the lighting that I'm going to be using in this studio here. Now this studio also, I call it a studio. It's actually it used to be a jewellery shop, and that again you can see with some of the in many videos, like this cabinet up there says modern clocks up there because that used to be full of clocks. And behind me, the cabinets behind me had clocks in and watches and all that sort of paraphernalia. And I've still got in here one of the original counters from the 1950s, a counter over here that I thought I might as well keep in here. And I'm using the shop because my fiance owns the property. I don't need to rent it. So I've still got my offices, but it makes sense to convert the shop to my studio. But it also doubles up as a video production studio as well. So I've got to set it up for filming and also for editing, tape transfer, cine film work and what have you. So I haven't got a purpose-built studio as such. So there we go, that's how I've got this. I can kind of say that anyone can set up a studio in the very tightest of spaces. You don't need a lot of space to set up a YouTube studio, you really don't. This isn't a lot of space, trust me, I've got a lot of stuff in here and it's quite jam-packed. And again, you can see, hopefully from this angle, I've got a rack over there full of video tape transfer gear. And I've still got one of the original cabinets over there with clocks in. Yeah, you don't need a big room. This isn't a big room. So I've got like 3 or 4 desks in quite a small, compact room. So, you know, if people say you need a big open space for setting up a studio for doing your YouTube filming, you don't. You absolutely don't. A bedroom is absolutely fine. Spare bedroom even. You know, so there we go, that's the setup. Now for audio, I'm using my Hollyland Lark 150s wireless microphones. It's going directly into my Atem Mini Pro. Now you can see that I've got a little red light on this audio button there. That's telling me that I've got it set up for the audio coming in on mic input 1, because the Atem Mini Pro's got 2 mic inputs. So you've got 2 here, you see channel 2 is turned off, number 1 is on. So the audio is coming from my Hollyland Lark 150. You can set the Atem Mini Pro up to take the audio from the camera through the HDMI of the camera. I haven't done that because I'm recording the audio separately. If you remember, I said I'm recording it separately also onto an SD card on my GH5 Mark II. And that is absolutely awesome. Now, another advantage with using the Atem Mini Pro is there is no record limit. It records, if we look at this here, it records directly to an SSD drive. I'm actually recording to a portable SSD drive. I bought the Samsung T5, and you can see here again a red record lamp is on, showing that it is actually recording to the Atem Mini Pro and to the SSD drive. That is awesome. So there's no record limit. And that's another reason why I'm using the GH5 Mark II up there, is because you can see it actually in that angle, in that shot, you can see it up there, just over the corner there. I'm using the GH5 Mark II because there is no video record limit on that either. So that is, you know, fantastic. Although to be fair, I could record directly to the ZV-E10, also to the A7C, because they don't have a record limit. But I don't need to because it's being fed into the Atem Mini Pro. So from that point of view, that is fantastic. So there we go. That is hopefully my setup for the next few months, filming my YouTube channel. So I'll be using 4 cameras. I may well use the laptop as well, because I can take a HDMI out from my MacBook Pro. You can't see it too clearly here, you can kind of see it here, but I may well not. The other nice thing with this setup is I've got my MacBook Pro right in front of me, just in eye line as I'm looking towards, you know, either this wide camera or as I look towards the main camera, and I can put me bullet points on my MacBook Pro so I don't forget anything. I've never been able to do that before. I've never done that before. I'm going to experiment to see how well that works as well, just to make sure I don't forget any points. So I can glance down at the MacBook Pro. I've seen many YouTubers do that actually, where they are glancing down at the screen. Obviously they're glancing down either at a notepad or they're glancing down at their laptop just to get bullet points of what they want to say. I know a lot of YouTubers do use teleprompters. I did buy a teleprompter and I did try it. It wasn't for me. I didn't feel comfortable reading off a script. How I do it is totally, well, it's off the cuff. It's from memory, and I just say it as I say it, and what, you know, how it comes out, as it were. So I like to think it's natural as opposed to, you know, pre-scripted. But that does have its drawbacks as well. You can forget things. That's the main drawback. Where if it's pre-scripted, then you're not going to forget anything because it's in the script, as it were. But I like the naturalness of doing it live, really. And using this Atem Mini Pro is very much doing it live. It's seat of your pants doing it live, because you know you don't have any safe cuts to go to. Hence the reason why I'm filming as well as camera 3 being fed into the Atem Mini Pro, I'm also recording that separately because that is a wide, safe shot I can always cut to if I do really make a serious, well, mess up, as it were. So there we go. That is the Atem Mini Pro with its 4 channels inputs, 4 HDMI inputs, and HDMI output is going to my preview monitor, and SSD out via USB-C is going to my SSD drive. It is still frustrating, I say frustrating, annoying that it hasn't got an on-off switch. I find that bizarre that Blackmagic would make a product with no on-off switch. It doesn't affect the use of a product. And I was getting a flicker on channel 2. I've noticed this morning I'm getting no flicker on channel 2. I have no idea what I've done to correct it, but channel 2 here used to flicker and I'm not getting it. As I said, what I've done to correct that, who knows? Maybe it's just over time it's settled in, who knows? There we go. Yeah, that's that. And so, but the other frustrating thing is it has got no headphone jack. And I wish it did have a headphone preamp in it. I tried plugging headphones into my new monitor that I bought. It's a lovely monitor. I really enjoy this monitor, but the audio quality was crap. I mean, I could hardly hear anything. What I could hear was just such poor quality. So I'm purely going by the needles on the display here. Now I will put in the video, because obviously I do edit these, because I've got to top and tail them, put graphics in and what have you. But I will actually put in this section here, I put a little not disclaimer, but you know what audio I do actually end up using. So whether it will be the Hollyland Lark 150, which is going directly into the Atem Mini Pro, or whether it will be the Sennheiser MKE 600. I will make that quite clear so you guys and girls know what you are listening to, as it were. I'm kind of hoping it will be the radio mics because I do love these Hollyland Lark 150s. There we go. That's a quick overview of how I'm hoping to do my videos over the coming months using this device and using, you know, these cameras and this lighting gear. I do like this sort of reddish colour, reddish mauvish colour in the backdrop. I think that light is pushing that out quite nicely. There we go. So that is the Atem Mini Pro, using it for live production switching as opposed to using it for live streaming. I will be using it for live streaming. That's what it is being designed for. I think the fact that it records a HD signal to a portable SSD drive is more for archiving and backup, I would imagine, because it is a live streaming mixer. But I think it's an awesome production switcher, you know, for either live, maybe, you know, if you're doing concerts, theatre shows. I said in my previous video, I built a very successful business doing doing theatre shows. We used to do all sorts of theatre shows around the country and some overseas. We even went to Spain doing some in Spain. So I think this is a great production switcher. Just have to be careful of the length of the HDMI cables. So you can't, I don't think you can wander too far away from where the cameras are because obviously it's a HDMI switcher. But other than that, I mean, it could be a great tool for that, certainly in a small studio. See, it's in here, these HDMI leads are a fine length and they're working absolutely fine. So, you know, not a problem. Maybe if I had a bigger studio with longer HDMI leads, I think I could run into signal drop and signal loss. But there we go. That's the Atem Mini Pro as a production switcher in my studio. Thanks very much for watching. I do hope you find my channel useful. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit the like button if you found the content of this video useful. Really appreciate that. Helps me grow the channel. And leave any comments in the comment section below. That's also extremely helpful. So thanks very much indeed. Enjoy the channel and stay tuned for more videos relating to video and photography. Cheers for now. Bye.